Hello, I'm Chris Williams, and I'm here with another review of Age of X Men. This time we're reviewing Next Gen Issue 1. We'll start off with the cover. It is just your generic cover of kids walking across a hall, only this time it's of the younger X-Men. Let's see, I can see Glob and I can see Armor in there, I think. It could have been better. Let's see. The cover artist is, of course, Chris Bachalo. And this is good artwork I've seen by him. It's just a bit generic for a first cover. You could do something a bit more insane, I suppose. Because I'm used to more insane artwork from Chris Bachalo. The most dynamic thing in this is Glob. And the most boring thing is the thing we have on the first page. A bunch of chickens. Like on the cover, there are chickens in this comic book. Glob, part of his stick in this series is that he tends to the chickens on the, on the home economics or at least farming-like skill for the students to learn. So he looks over a bunch of chickens who he's named Hope, Logan, and Scott. Well, Hope, Wolverine, and Cyclops. And we have two twins that are reminiscent of North Star and Aurora. I say that because they also speak French, apparently. And the female telepath, who is the ripoff of Aurora, says that she can't read Glob's mind. She would like to know why she can't read his mind. While Glob says, just leave me alone. Here we see her telling him that. She looks rather annoyed that Glob can keep secrets from her. While Glob, he's just a guy with a skull and floating eyeballs. You can't really tell what he's thinking. It looks rather out of his one eye at her, I think. At least I think he's looking one eye out at her. It's hard to tell. He's Glob. While he tells them to go away and he's minding the chickens. Later on, we switch over to Summers Institute for Higher Learning, Westchester, New York. At least this is what replaces the School for Gifted Youngsters in the regular continuity in 616. We see the students go off and get ready for school, while a news announcer on the TV tells them about the daily news. It's a rather boring start to the issue. Here we see them in the cafeteria, where we see Shark Girl and, Armor and Glob sitting down for lunch. Now, I think that character with the tattoos on his face that looks like a 12-year-old is that mutant from Uganda. As far as I know, he's actually a lot older than that. He looks like a 12-year-old. Why does a teenage character look like a little kid? We have Pixie here taking Glob's fan fiction. Apparently, Glob remembers the original universe, and I think he's been writing it down as fan fiction. Because he tells the students around him how they're actually supposed to be, how they're actually supposed to be heroes, and how they were there at the end of the world before this world became what they're now living in. But apparently they know about this and read it, but they think it's all fan fiction. Here we see one of the teachers. I'm not quite sure who this character is, but he tells them about the resolution that led to their new world, how Cyclops, Logan, and Hope, how their deaths led to this new world, how we all now have powers. And this is all boring. And the artwork here by Marcus Toe, out of all of the tie-in issues for Age of X-Men, he has the best art, I think. Here we see Dr. Cecilia Reyes as the instructor, who she's teaching the students how to be able to treat wounds and the stuff. And I gotta tell you, the writer, Ed Brisson, if not for the good artwork here, I'd say this issue would be totally a waste. I mean, the artwork is not go home and tell your mother it's great, but it is good artwork. It's better than I've seen in the other tie-in issues. Here we have Shiro Yoshida, Sunfire, telling his students about how he's brought in one of the premier members of the extremists, how she's going to instruct them and how they're going to be formed into small units. This is all for their education as they join the X-Men, or at least join the peacekeeping force that the X-Men have become. Here we see Psylocke, and she's about to tell them all this. She really doesn't do much in this issue, so it's rather page after page is just boredom. This comic book is boring. It has nothing really going for it. We don't even get much going for it until towards the end of the comic book, which is coming up soon, thankfully. So this is these pages we've been reading through for at least a good 2/3 of the comic book have been useless. Here we see her telling them about how they will be forming into units and how each unit will have to go out there and maybe help old ladies across the street and help cats up trees. And if they see something really dangerous, they're supposed to stand by and wait for more premier senior members of the X-Men to come and help. Oh, great. This is all nice. You know, the extremists actually set up disasters for the X-Men to fix so the X-Men look good. This, coming out of her mouth, this sounds like a lie. Later on, after the school, all the young X-Men are talking about how it's great to be an X-Men, and Glob says, well, should we really get studying? If I fall another test, they'll probably make me a janitor or lunch monitor or something. Apparently, they tell him he's been there for about 10 years as a junior X-Men and he hasn't moved up in the ranks, which apparently is fine. When suddenly the ripoff of the Thing, the character who's a rock man, sees a fire off in the distance and all the students go off to check it out. Now this is where the issue actually begins to pick up. In the last 5 pages or so. I don't know exactly which page this is on. I don't really remember. But Ed Brisson's writing is really bad. He stores up anything good towards the end of the comic book. Here we have Pixie and Armor finding the Blob who's holding down Bling. And he tells her this is her second offense, that they're going to mind wipe her again. And if she does it again, she knows what will happen. I have a question here. Ed Brisson, if this is her second offense and you've already mind wiped her once, how was she supposed to remember that if she makes another offense that they'll do something worse to her than mind wiping her? This has been useless. Here we see the mutant known as Anoli, the lizard boy. He runs past Armor. He tells her to forget that she saw him here because he doesn't want to get mind wiped by the extremists. This has been useless. Ed Brisson, if not for Margus Toe's art, this comic book would be another waste. So Armor goes back to Glob. Apparently they are in a relationship too or something. Or at least she's his best friend because she's been defending him. Well, Glob says he's had enough of this. He says, I'm sorry, Hisako, as he lights his hand on fire. Apparently he's going to attack her. Or somehow him attacking her with his hand on fire will somehow bring her memories back. Well, now, I don't understand this. Earlier in the issue, Glob had his hand burned and it had melted, but now his hand is on fire and he's not showing any damage at all. And this comic ends with Glob attacking Armor, hoping to get her to remember things that happened in the real world instead of this fake world they're now all living in. I gotta tell you, this comic was bad, but at least they had good artwork, at least better artwork. And I'd say skip it because it's just useless filler. If you like this review, subscribe, make sure you're still subscribed, hit that bell and leave a like, and leave some comments down below. And remember, I'm going to release my own independent comic book, Scumdogs. So keep checking back in future videos for more information. I'll see you all again soon. Chris Williams signing out.